Warning: I purposefully try to speak as monotoned and slowly as possible to make sure my words are understood. I can get excited with teaching, and I have been told by my English learner students that it can slow their process of learning. Writers of various caliber and skill will get stuck sometimes on the question, how do I begin? The answer is always with a topic sentence or a hook. The hook sets the reader's mind by grabbing or hooking the reader on the topic that the writer will elaborate on in the essay. It is a method to trigger interest while at the same time tell what the essay will be about. I have tried many ways to explain how to start any paragraph, but the best method is how I taught developmental writing at a local college in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. The paragraph in white is from my prose argument video. It is missing a hook. Let's look at 5 ways you can start a paragraph, and yes, this applies to any paragraph, introductory, body, or conclusion. Take 30 seconds to read the paragraph in the box. The thesis is comprised of 2 sentences and writes about maturity, so we'll set out to create a hook on that topic. The first type of way we can start is to share a tale or an anecdote from your life or from a movie, streaming, novel, etc. Like paraphrasing highlights from Lord of the Flies, Stand By Me, or The 400 Blows. For example, in Stand By Me, when told to act his age, the character Teddy responded, "This is my age. I'm in the prime of my youth." A second method is to share a factual or statistical information. For example, culturally, the consensus is that a child is most influenced about right and wrong choices at 12 years of age. A third method is to ask a question that will be answered later in your conclusion paragraph. So, for example, we can use, what signifies maturity in a person according to society? Fourth method is to insert a quote from the passage, a celebrity, historian, or writer that sheds light on the line of reasoning. For example, Tom Stoppard, a Czech-born British playwright, said, "Age is a very high price to pay for maturity." The fifth method is to define a word pertinent to the answer of your essay. Beware of homonyms. Words like quarter, quarter, and quarter, fly, fly, and fly are homonyms. They sound and are spelled the same, yet they have different meanings. Always give the reader your definition so that they can correctly understand your explanation to the argument. The reason for this is because the English language has a lot of words with an amalgamation of definitions, like the word quarter. How do you know if the writer is speaking about a monetary coin, a fraction, or a military room? Or fly. Is the essay about an insect, a man-made bait for fishing, or is it the informal meaning for zipper on a pair of pants? In the thesis part of the essay in white, the word maturity is mentioned. Well, maturity does not mean the same for every person. The writer needs to give what he or she believes maturity means so the reader understands the argument for point of view and diction. The final method to define a word is the one that is located in the introductory paragraph from the prose argument essay. Unless required, you can start the paragraph with either of these methods. Using one method in every paragraph in one essay signals a formulated response. Formulated writing goes against the rubric requirements. At the end of your essay, always reread your introduction to make sure it reflects your body and conclusion paragraphs. But most importantly, to make sure that your first sentence is specific to how your essay ended. By that, I mean, for example, in the white box, the definition of maturity is general. Maturity is an objective variable term that is dependent on the people and the place of an event. This general definition means that as the reader goes through the essay, the definition will become more specific. Later, the definition can be revised after the rest of the essay argument is written, or you can just add a sentence in the conclusion acknowledging a more specific definition. This will show a growth in thought, which is a writing technique where the meaning of the topic is developed as the essay is read. It's sort of how when you argue, you don't get to the point. You want to lead the person listening up to the point so that they can understand how you arrived at that conclusion. For those who are wondering, yes, the introductory paragraph is only 4 sentences. For a draft, 3 to 4 sentences that respond fully to the rubric and prompt is perfect. If there is time available after all 3 essays have been typed, you can elect to add more sentences then. Or if you wrote your essay, leave 1 or 2 lines blank in case you do want to add an extra sentence. For collegiate writing, the expectation can range from 5 to 9 sentences for your introductory paragraph. But again, I say, should you run out of time, 3 to 4 sentences in your introductory paragraph, as long as the sentences fully answer the prompt according to the rubric, is perfect enough to earn a score of a 1 for the thesis. Do you want to learn more on how to think while writing? Click on any of the videos you see here or below, post questions below, and I will respond or upload a specific video to demonstrate a clarifying answer. If you feel you've learned the thought process that helps you with writing, please click the thumbs up, or even better, share with someone else who you think would benefit to watching. And I definitely would appreciate it if you subscribed.